The 2022 NBA playoffs are pretty intense. The Nets and the Celtics are having one of the best first-round matchups in NBA history. The Pelicans stole home court advantage from the Suns. Joel Embiid told Nick Nurse to stop complaining to the refs, and the list goes on and on. It's exciting. I can't remember the last time there were so many narratives going on at the same time, and I can't remember the last time there were so many championship-caliber teams all competing at once. Anyway, what if I told you the Golden State Warriors were going to win the ship this season? Oh, I know. You'd probably call me biased and delusional and a bunch of other stuff. But I actually see the roadmap for the 2022 Golden State Warriors to win the championship this season. And today, I want to get into just that. First off here, the Warriors in Denver series is all but over now. It's clear Michael Malone has no answer for what Golden State is capable of on offense and defense. I mean, the death lineup is completely destroying and shredding to pieces the soul of the Nuggets. The Warriors are doing so much damage that it's affecting Denver's chemistry. Then on the other end, Nikola Jokic is essentially being canceled. Draymond Green is putting on a defensive clinic against the reigning MVP, and the Joker doesn't know what to do. I mean, he's getting so frustrated that he tossed himself out of Game 2. Some people thought the Nuggets would be able to take advantage of the Warriors' lack of size with Nikola Jokic, but that's just not happening. Golden State is making the Joker huff and puff his way to exhaustion on the court. The series is all but over, and in round 2, the Warriors are most likely going to face off against the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, some people and some analysts are saying that the Grizzlies are going to beat the Warriors in a 7-game series. I mean, they did win 3-1 against them in the regular season, but hey, come on, let's be real here for a second. Let's actually take a quick look at these regular season wins, shall we? In the Game 1 matchup between the two teams, the Grizzlies won in overtime 104-101, but that was without Klay Thompson in the lineup. And that was before Jordan Poole became the player he is today. Then in Game 2, without Wiggins, Poole, or Klay, the Warriors were able to beat a fully loaded Memphis team. Then comes Game 3. This was Klay's second game back after 2 years, so he was definitely showing a ton of rust. In addition, Draymond Green wasn't playing, and even then, the Warriors just barely lost. I mean, they were leading to begin the fourth quarter, and with 1 minute 14 seconds left in the game, it was still just a one-possession game. Then in Game 4, where the Warriors got destroyed by 28 points, the Warriors were playing without Steph, Klay, and Draymond. So yeah, all in all, minus Game 4, the regular season matchups were all generally pretty close despite the Warriors never being at full strength. In addition, the Grizzlies' best strategy against the Warriors was to stick Dillon Brooks onto Steph Curry. But the problem now is that Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole are also going to be on the floor. And when it comes to shooting, they're both just as good as Curry.
5. Thompson catch and shoot 3.
Every game this season, Green, and here is Poole with the defender.
Here is Curry, quick catch and shoot.
The Grizzlies won't have any answer to the Warriors' offensive capabilities. Then on the other end of the court, the Warriors have two weapons. First off, Draymond Green is going to anchor the defense and make sure everybody is in position.
And in control here late in this third quarter as Jokic missed it.
Scored in the last 5 possessions. Jokic with 37 into Green. Green stole the ball.
Then next off, the Warriors have Gary Payton II, who is going to make Morant's job as miserable and difficult as it can possibly be.
Competitiveness of the Dubs. Never underestimate this group. 2 of 3 on threes. Career best continue.
The Grizzlies obviously have the athleticism advantage over the Warriors, but it won't be enough. People think this game might go to 6 or 7, but the more and more I look at it, I see the Warriors winning in 5 games. Then in the Western Conference, last off we have the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns ended off the regular season with the best overall record of 64 wins and 18 losses. They seemed invincible, but slowly, they've started showing chinks in their armor. I mean, look at Game 1 against New Orleans. Against a Zionless 8th-seeded Pelicans team, with 11 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, it was just a 7-point ball game. Then in Game 2, the Pelicans actually stole home court advantage and beat the Suns. And in fact, there are 2 big things to take away from this game. First off, I don't wish injury upon anybody, and I hope Booker makes a full recovery soon. But at the same time, I have to mention that their best offensive weapon got a hamstring injury. This is what Inside the NBA had to say about it.
Of that, but you guys know as players that is a...
You never want to hear hamstring.
Yes.
Yeah, you never want to hear hamstring and some foreshit.
The truth is, hamstring injuries are no joke. I mean, James Harden clearly wasn't the same player last season in the playoffs after he came back from his own hamstring injury. Anyway, second off, even at the point of injury, the Pelicans were still leading the game by 1 point, 75-74. Now, my question to you is, if an 8th seeded team can cause all these issues to the Suns, and now with Booker having hamstring injuries, just think of what a fully loaded and healthy Warriors team could do. This series might be a lot more lopsided than most people think it'd be. In fact, if Booker doesn't come back at 100% strength, I'd go as far to say that the Warriors will either sweep them, or at most, it'll go 5 games. Last off is the biggest stage in basketball, the NBA Finals. And you want to know something? When the Warriors get here, they're going to have home court advantage no matter which team they play against. They have the same regular season record as the number 1 Eastern Conference team, the Miami Heat, but the Warriors beat them in the regular season 2-0, so Game 1 will be at Chase Center. Next off, let's see what'll happen here. I can't go over each team, but hey, recently I watched Jimmy High Roller's video of which team will represent the East, and his analytics pinpointed the Boston Celtics, so I'll give a breakdown of how it'd look with the Warriors matched up against the Celtics. First off, neither team has a true big, so for once, the Warriors won't be outmatched in terms of height. In terms of defense, both teams are elite. I mean, in High Roller's defensive team statistics, these are the number 1 and number 2 defensive teams in the league. Then in terms of shooting and offense, however, that would have to go to the Warriors. I don't think anyone would argue that. The Warriors have the most dangerous, free-flowing offense that no team in the league would be able to match up with.
Great change of speed.
This Golden State team, in an era where you could say, in my mind, as Steph gets fouled and
Shot clock down to 5. Thompson gets open for 3.
You might argue that the Celtics stumped the Warriors in their last regular season matchup together, but the truth is, that was Draymond's second game back from surgery, so he wasn't quite himself yet. In addition, Klay Thompson was still finding his game after a 2-year absence, and has improved light and day since then. And at the same time, Curry got injured in the second quarter when it was still a close 8-point game. Then still, even with all that, with 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, it was still just a 10-point game. It won't be an easy series, it'll be a grueling battle between these two teams, but the Warriors should win it in either 6 or 7 games. It would be awesome if Steph could finally get his finals MVP, but the way that Marcus Smart is going to guard him, I have a feeling that either Klay or Poole is going to win that award. And then the scary thing about all this is, in the following season, it's going to be the same team except that Poole's going to be better, Kuminga's going to be better, and then Wiseman is finally going to be back. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right now. Let's actually take a look at a slightly different topic. Did you all know that some crazy players in the league used to trash talk the Black Mamba, Kobe Bean Bryant? Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But if you're curious about what happened after they trash talked and who these crazy people were, then make sure to watch this video here, where I go over all the details on what happened to these poor souls. Hurry and click the video, guys, and like always, I'll be on the other side.